Hello, everyone. My name is Evgenia Agni. I'm open yoga teacher from St. Petersburg. And today is the 24th of April 2021. And it is an open yoga festival. And today we will speak about dream yoga. It is very interesting and very powerful kind of yoga. And I would like to say that if you want to learn practice and theory of yoga, please follow our websites opanyogaclass.com in Russian and openyoga.com in English. So, if you will have maybe some misunderstanding, please write in the chat any questions. We will try to discuss them. Okay, so first of all, let's remember what is yoga, because today people have very different opinion about what is yoga. For some of them, it is just physical exercises. For others, it is meditation, or for example, maybe some exercise with breathing or something spiritual. So let's talk about yoga from the point of view of open yoga school. So yoga is an ancient, very kind, logical, and harmonious system of self-exploration and exploring the universe. Yoga reveals our inner abilities and gives us absolute freedom. Yogis and yoginis have been practicing yoga for centuries, passing the knowledge of yoga to their descendants. And as a result of this self exploration, very specific recommendations were given on how to maintain physical and mental health, how to open up intellectual and creative abilities hidden in every person. And yoga is strictly based on two main principles. The first one is the principle of kindness, and the second one is the principle of logic or common sense. And yoga leads to a disclosure of absolute freedom. And first of all, it makes people free from any physical, intellectual, and mental limitations caused by inharmonious lifestyle. So, any system which calls itself yoga has to follow two these principles: to be kind and to be logical. And it has to expand your freedom. And if this system does not do these things, so it is not yoga, just for you to understand. And now we will speak a little bit about these principles. So the first one is a principle of kindness, and it says that you should by all means try not to harm any living beings unless it is necessary, neither by saying something nor by doing something. If there is no possibility not to harm, so you should act according to your duty. It says to us that we should be kind to ourselves, to our body, if we are speaking about practice, for example, physical exercises. And we should be kind to other people. And if we do harm, we can do it only in the limits of our duty. And the second principle of yoga says that we should not spend our energy and direct our consciousness to anything that does not lead us to our goals you set for yourself. Before you get involved in any activity, ask yourself whether it leads to your goals. And if it does not, so you should discard this as unnecessary. So, the second principle of yoga is the principle of effectivity. So, we should be kind and we should be effective in our life. So, there are many kinds of yoga as human beings can express themselves. For example, we have our physical body that can make some static poses. So, we have hatha yoga. Also, our body can do different movements. We have kriya yoga. We can breathe and we have pranayama. Uh, we can speak and we have mantra yoga. And if we're speaking about the dream yoga, we can sleep and also we can turn our sleeping also to yoga. Um, that is the topic of our lecture today. Of course, everybody of us has dreams, and we know that some dreams are vivid, others are fantastic and unreal. Sometimes we have nightmares, and sometimes we can't remember our dreams. Most people believe that the real life happens only while they are awake. But dream yoga teaches us how to change our attitude towards the state of sleep and to turn our dreams to yoga practice. Um, those who believe that, one moment. Those who believe that the time that we spend asleep is not effective, they start to reduce their sleep time and sometimes bringing the amount of sleep to critical low values. And with time, chronic lack of sleep begins to affect both mental and physical state. So our concentration decreases, memory becomes worse, we become nervous and irritated. So it is very important to sleep as much as we need. And the amount of sleeping hours is individual to every person. And an ordinary person, as a rule, perceives the world in a very narrow range uh, due to the presence of filters of our previous experience and ignorance. And it is important to remember that the universe always speaks to us, and dreams are one of the channels through which we receive information and get experience. And also, we can here remember the words of Arthur Schopenhauer that life and dreams are leaves of one and the same book. And this is really very important, and we will speak about it later because yoga says the same thing. And now, to understand more about what is dream yoga, we should speak a little bit about the axiomatics of yoga. So, what is axiomatics? This is the basic theory or philosophy of yoga, which tells us how the universe was created, what is the source of the universe, and who we are. So, axiomatics consists of axioms that we should believe. We believe in them, and then yoga advises us to check this knowledge, this theory, by our practice and rediscover this knowledge via our own experience. So, what axiomatics of yoga tells us about the whole universe? The source and the very course of life is called absolute. It is something that we cannot describe or imagine because it is higher than the level of logic and our mind. It is something or someone that created the whole universe from itself. Using its will, the Absolute manifested itself to our universe and divided into countless higher selves, which are parts of the Absolute. And our higher selves, like the Absolute, are in a state of omniscience, omnipotence, and total happiness. So, what does it mean? It means that all living beings are in real higher selves, which have um, unlimited power, unlimited knowledge about everything. But manifesting in this world, higher selves forget about their real nature and start to associate themselves with our bodies, with physical body, with mind, with thoughts, with some maybe ideas, with emotions um, and feelings. And we start associate ourselves with persons. And the purpose of every living being is to realize who they are, to realize that they are higher selves and the parts of absolute. And for our higher selves, which are outside the space and time, the reality is one. It is single, not separated. Um, and our higher selves perceive the reality equally, um, all the states. So for them, no matter if we are awake or asleep, it means that events that happen to us in the state of awake have the same meaning as the events that happen in our dreams. And that is a very important thing in dream yoga. Um, but we can't perceive the higher reality and we see it in distorted form. We have ignorance, um, which can't afford us to see the absolute everywhere. This ignorance is produced by Maya. Maya is the thing that makes one object look like something else. And Maya represents the one absolute as multiple objects and events. And only with the action of Maya we see all this manifested world and can't see the absolute behind the objects. So if this is really a hard theory to understand, so axiomatics should study for years to understand it more. So if something doesn't seem clear to you, it's okay because you should just always think and meditate on all these things. Um, Yoga says that we perceive the reality from different states. We have the state of awake, the state of sleeping with dreams, and the state of sleeping without dreams. So the reality is like a puzzle which consists of different pieces. And we can't explore the universe if we use only one thing, the state of awake. From yoga point of view, if we lose something in the waking state, we can catch it up in the state of sleeping with dreams or sleeping without dreams. So the universe always forces us to go from one state to another, from state of awake to state of sleep with dreams, then to the state of sleep without dreams, so that we could be able to feel the same reality behind all these states that change. And that's why, if we practice yoga and want to explore ourselves and the universe, it is really important to be attentive to all these states. Um, when we sleep with dreams, we get the information that came to us in the waking state, but we see it from different, sometimes unusual angles in order to fill the gaps from our ignorance and misunderstanding. Uh, we see the information during sleeping with dreams via different images, events, which we see in our dreams. And our mind always works during the sleep with dreams. We have thoughts. Um, and the state of sleep without dreams is different. This is when the mind actually does not work, but high intuition starts working, or also it is called as a level of super logic or the original property of being, which is higher than our thoughts, words, concepts, images, forms, and so on. Um, it is a very deep level of sleeping without dreams, and it is very close to our higher selves. An ordinary person does not recognize this state. During sleep, he can hardly remember some dreams, but the state of dreamless sleep, as a rule, is not perceived by ordinary people. Um, but all these states, awake, sleep with dreams, sleep without dreams, are equal. We said it earlier, but it is really hard to understand that they are really equal and important for our higher selves. So, when we sleep and have no dreams, um, it is explained because we have no thoughts. Our mind does not work. That's why we do not see dreams. But at the same time, something is happening to us. Even during the sleep without dreams, something is happening, and that is more real than our state of awake or sleep with dreams. So, in the state of sleeping without dreams, we really get very, very close to the feeling of absolute. It is a very deep state when our body and our mind do not disturb us. And after this sleep, usually we feel ourselves rested. So, the theory of yoga tells us that a person has three groups of bodies. The gross, it is our physical body. The subtle, it is our thoughts, our mind, our emotions. And the subtlest, this is a causal body. It is a state of happiness without reasons or depression. Um, so the state of awake relates to the gross body. The state of sleep with dreams relates to the subtle body. When we sleep, our mind is working, so we have dreams. And the third state is a deep sleep, and we do not have dreams. This is the level of causal body. Um, so, dream yoga, if we are speaking about dream yoga, it works with our subtle and causal bodies, which we become able to control only after having walked through our gross physical body. So, in the state of awake, we usually walk with our physical body, and it will not distract us from practicing with more subtle bodies. When our physical body feels good, it have no um diseases, and when we sleep, it we pay all our attention and all our consciousness to our dreams. Our physical body does not disturb us. But if we feel bad and something is wrong with our physical body, of course, we can't practice dream yoga because we will spend a lot of attention to our state of awake. And the next step after working with our physical body, we will try to control our dreams, to be aware of ourselves in dreams as in normal wakefulness. It means that when we sleep, we understand that we sleep, but do not wake up. We stay in our dream and have the ability to manage it, to change the plot. It is also called lucid dreams. So we have to do a lot of work before we will start practicing dream yoga. So, what are our dreams? It is a reflection of the previous day, during which some part of the information did not reach us. And now, during the dream, you get what was cut off by our senses and perception. Also, during the day, we were faced with situations when, for example, we watched a film or did a job or did a lot of yoga, and then during the sleep, we dream the same plot but from some different angles and sensations. So, all our dreams must be treated very carefully, and we should try to analyze everything impartially. If we can learn something from this, then we use it, and if we cannot, then we discard it like stupidity. Um, Also, we should work with a dreamless sleep where there are no thoughts, but there is a sense of belonging to something deep. We should also try to remember it and somehow analyze it within ourselves from our own position. So you see that we have to be very attentive during our sleep. And if we have enough prana is a life force, our life force. If we have enough prana, we will be able to analyze our dreams, and also we will be able to analyze the state when we sleep without dreams. So, this deep state. So, what we should practice to start dream yoga? How can we come to it closer? No, at first, as I have said, we should work with our physical body because the state of awake is the easiest way to start practice yoga. So all our kinds of yoga, as you know, hatha, kriya, mantra, pranayama, practicing it, we become more conscious. We start to control and manage our physical body, our life, and we become more attentive to our feelings and sensations. All these things will help us to realize ourselves during the sleep, to manage our dreams, and to get closer to our higher self. Also, physical practice will give you the excess of prana. Prana is our life force, as I said before. And if we have a lot of prana, we can be more effective in our life. We are energetic, happy, we have power to change our life. We can do many things, and our mind is developed, and we have charisma. And from this point, from this moment, we can say that we can start practicing dream yoga, because it is hard to be conscious while sleeping when you are tired, exhausted, ill after a hard day. So, first of all, our physical body. The second point, the habit of asking yourself, what is it? In the state of awake, when you do something, you should stop and ask yourself, who am I? Where am I? And what am I doing? Where am I going? Or mm, say to yourself, this is a dream, I'm sleeping. And by this way, you will interrupt the chain of thoughts that always come to your mind. And as soon as this practice will become a habit for you, it will transfer to the state of sleep. And when you will have a dream, you will ask yourself, who am I? Where am I going? Or you will say to yourself, I'm sleeping. And when you sleep and you're in this dream, say to yourself, I'm sleeping. This is a very good moment when you can uh, realize that you sleep and stay in this state. So you can change the plot of your dream, for example. So ask these questions and make it a habit for you. The third point, take everything calmly without surprise. What does it mean? This habit is also developed in the waking state. Um, Also, we have a phrase, live in a state of wakefulness as if you were asleep, and act in a state of sleep as if you were awake. So it teaches us sometimes not to get so serious about some events in our life, not to get involved much in sufferings, and not to cling so much to the things which make us happy, because yoga is about freedom, and all things that make us suffer or make us happy, they make us dependent. And if we do not catch it, we become more free. We become free. Um, so try to be impartial to everything that comes to you without trying to catch it and hold it, and not pushing it away. Um, just become a watcher of your life. And this attitude to life will develop the habit to detach yourself from what is happening. And this is a very helpful tool not to wake up while sleeping, because when you will sleep, you also will not get too much involved in your dream. You also will be a watcher, and uh, it will help you also to realize that it is sleep and stay in this sleep, not wake up and try to manage it. Um, the fourth point, it is the development of our memory. It is also very important, and we know that the more attention you pay to the object or phenomenon, the more you remember it. And the secret of a good memory is the secret of concentration of our attention. Um, if for some reason you have no time or do not have enough resources to concentrate on something, then you do not have enough knowledge about the object or event. You are not conscious enough. So if you develop memory, then you bring more awareness to everything that you do. Um, and of course, it is better to develop in the state of awake. If we are talking about dream yoga, then to develop a habit of trying to remember your dream as soon as you wake up. So you woke up, and first of all, try to remember what was in your dream. Just take a diary and write down what you remember. Uh, Maybe some details, maybe some emotions that you have from your dream. Um, Also, to develop your memory, you can do the following practice. You can try to remember your day in details from the moment when you woke up um, to the late evening. Or also, you can remember your day but in reverse order. At first, your evening, and then your afternoon, your day, and morning. So, these practices are really very effective. And with time, your memory will become better and you will be able to remember your dreams and not one, maybe two or three. This practice really very good. And the next point that we also have mentioned, it is keeping a diary of dreams. So you should analyze your dreams to interpret them. And to interpret them, you need to remember them. And of course, you should write it down. And when you write, you concentrate more on this dream and can remember the details. And then, after having written it down, you will be able to analyze your dreams. Maybe notice some signs or events that point at something, or maybe some details or objects are the same in different dreams. Or maybe you have the sensation of something great when you have the sleep without dreams. So, all your sensations, all your feelings, all your emotions, all the details that you remember, write down and then try to analyze, to interpret it. Um, and that is really a hard thing because only we can interpret our own dreams. Nobody can help us. Um, because it is our experience and our dreams, our karma. And also, you have to be honest with yourself. It is very important to be honest in any practice of yoga. Just listen to your feelings and write everything honestly. So, the next step is to learn how to manage dreams. So, if we have prana, and we sleep, but we realize that we sleep, uh, we usually wake up. So we have a dream and we understand that we are sleeping. And usually, yes, we open our eyes and this the practice of dream yoga is over. So what can we do in these situations? You can do the following thing. Um, If you are awoke but you still remember the dream, so do not open your eyes. Just continue to lie in the bed with your closed eyes. And then, if you fall asleep again, the dream maybe will continue from the moment where it has stopped. This practice is also works, it is effective, so you can try it. And if you are able not to wake up and to realize that you are asleep, you can manage your dreams. At a subtle level, everything is much faster than in our physical level. So we can change the single universe from the side of dreams. Because in our dreams, everything is happening faster. It is more flexible, and there is no such limits that we have in our physical level. For example, we can fly, we can go through the walls, turn ourselves into someone else, and so on. So we change the universe as we like in our dreams, and then with time it starts changing on our physical level. In fact, we live in the world that we created ourselves. And also, you should study axiomatics of yoga that will answer this question, why we live in the world and how can we create it ourselves. But I will answer shortly. We have will. So Absolute created all the universe using his will. And we, like the parts of Absolute, also have this powerful will with which we create our own world. Um, Also, what we do next if we realize that we sleep? Um, what can we do in these dreams? Yes, um, we can transfer all the practices that we do in a waking state to the dream state. Um, for example, in your dreams, you can practice hatha, kriya yoga, pranayama. Um, for example, if some asanas you can't do in your physical level, you can do them in your dreams. It's like an example. The most interesting thing is with mantra yoga, because in mantra, if a mantra that you have been practicing for a long time, to which you are accustomed, begins to repeat itself during your sleep, um, you can use this mantra, for example, if you have some bad dreams. You can repeat mantra and change your dream because, for example, we have nightmares when we want to wake up but we can't, and we are very we are very scared, and we can start practicing mantra during our sleep, and this mantra can destroy this nightmare. Sometimes even mantra can help us even if we do not realize that we sleep, because it switch on automatically. Um, so the strategic line in dream yoga is to realize our higher self. And also there are some meditations that you can practice while sleeping, and um, you know pay all your attention to your higher self. Also, we can walk out our karma during a dream. So, lucid dreams give you the opportunity to experiment with the universe at the level of a subtle body. And you can walk out many karmic situations that otherwise you must walk out during your waking state. So, let's remember what is karma. So, karma is a law of cause and its results. So we do something and then we get some results of our acts. Also, you can call it the law of logic. For example, we plant a seed, then the tree grows. Or, for example, karma is also when you make some rules, make some laws in your universe, and they start working for you and for all the participants in your universe. For example, you stole a wallet from someone, and after some time, somebody will steal your wallet. Why? Because you created this rule that somebody can steal something else. So this is a law of karma. And if we enjoy the results of our acts, we have positive karma. If we suffer from the results of our acts, we tell about negative karma. And because we live thousands and thousands of lives, and we can still have the results for the acts that we did in our previous lives, we can't remember what we did in our last life, for example. and that's why we can't understand why maybe sometimes we have bad events in our life. Um, and if we are speaking about dreams, we can work out these, for example, negative moments which could happen to us in our awake state. For example, somebody has to steal our wallet. But if we have a dream, and we can work out this situation in our dream. If we will work it in our dream, so nobody will steal this wallet in our real physical life. So these are very simple examples, but we remember that all the universe is single, it is one. And if we work out some situations in our dreams, so automatically we work it in the whole, in the whole this single universe. We will not um, work out this in our real physical life. And also, sleep is a great tool for working with your fears because sometimes fear paralyzes us in the awakening state. But if we have worked out this plot in a state of sleep, we overcame this fear, then we can, in a state of wakefulness, again getting into this situation, um, we will be able to solve this problem better. Okay. Also, there are some advice of the best time to practice Kriya or to practice dream yoga. Um, when we just start practicing dream yoga, the best time to do it, it is the early morning after the sun has risen, because we had a very long night. We relaxed during it, and then when it is early morning, we have enough prana to realize ourselves while sleeping and try not to wake up. Another advice is about factors such as food. So you should not eat just before you go to sleep, just do it some hours before, um, because we will spend a lot of prana on you know physiological processes, and we will not be able to realize our dreams. Also, you should air the room to have fresh air. Also, it is good when you go to sleep, when you're calm, when you're relaxed. So that's why any fights with your relatives are not good before this practice. Also, you have the place where you sleep, enough space there, because sometimes you want to stretch, to lie comfortable. And if you have not enough space, it will be hard also to relax and to have this practice. And also, if you have opportunity maybe to go to the countryside and to sleep in the fresh air, or maybe uh, where a lot of nature around you, so this practice of course will be more successful. So in conclusion, I would like to say that dream yoga is really very powerful yoga, and it helps us to get closer to understand who we are. And you should practice it regularly and for a long time, and then you can get results. And of course, do not forget about physical kinds of yoga. It is our base. It is the base from what you can jump to more, subtle things like dream yoga. If you have any questions, please write them in chat. I will try to answer. And also, if you want to learn more about different kinds of yoga and dream yoga also, please go to our yoga courses on openyoga.com and opanyogaclass.com. And I remind that my name is Evgenia Agnew. I'm open yoga teacher. And today, that's all. Thank you very much and have a nice day.